Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to this, your Scorpio February 2025 reading and forecast. Hi, I'm Nigel Saint James, Clairvoyant. Well, we've got a great deck this month. It's hand-painted by a guy called Luigi Scalapini or something like that. He's a modern guy, and I think it's US Games is the deck. I don't know what it's called, but it's a lot of stuff to do with the Renaissance, so I imagine it's Renaissance, and it's probably mass-market deck. And it's hand-painted by this fellow, and the paintings are just beautiful, I think. And I'm sure they'll have a lot to say to you and to I. Now, of course, you remember that I provide clairvoyant readings to people from anywhere in the world over FaceTime and Skype. And they go for about an hour and a half. I charge for them, the details of which are in the description. There's another thing, though, which I do not charge for, which takes about 45 minutes, also done over FaceTime and Skype, wherever you happen to be in the world, and it is the gift of healing. Now, it comes through me and not from me. It is for free. There is no catch. Nothing will be sold. There's no benefit can come back to me. Now, you're probably saying to yourself, well, look, if it's for free, then there must be a catch, or it's no good. Well, I can tell you, yeah, there is a catch. The catch is this, that if I were to charge for it, it wouldn't work. Simple as that. And because it was provided to me on the basis that I get nothing in return for it. Now, I got it when I was a child, naturally, and I've been using it for over 4 decades now. And plenty of people here on this channel use it. You're not alone if this is speaking out or calling out to you, because I do people every day from this channel over FaceTime and Skype, and I'm very happy to do you if you want. Now, you could just be at your wit's end. You might have some emotional or physical issue. There could be something going wrong with work, or look, it's very much of a clean slate. It's how the beloved extend. One of the ways in which the beloved extends compassion, relief, healing to us here. And, as I say, it's my duty to provide it, and I do it happily. Now, there are no ads in this content which I'm about to provide to you, so we get to enjoy it together without any interruption. And show me the magic. I'm going to take 5. That's what we're going to need. There's the Page of Coins. The Devil. Damn good devil card, that. 5 of Coins. Well, what's this here? 7 of Cups. And finally, there's what? The 8 of Coins. Marvelous. Right. Why don't I bring the camera around so that you and I can have a good look at the paintings on these together while the energy speaks to us both, and I'll do the reading for you. All right, well, let's have a look through these together, shall we? And see what's coming. Look, you have emotions going backwards and forwards. Sometimes dreaming of things, but who can go past this major arcana of the devil? And this guy is quite straightforward, I think, for... I'm getting a lot of sex, a lot of sensuality around it. Now, there's the usual depiction of the devil, of course. Woman, upper body, goat head, goat down the bottom here. These people, naked, sensuous, sexual, are chained, but there are steps here made from Mars. And why is there Mars? Because Mars is exalted in Capricorn. And so this is very much a card which is to do with Mars is about your sexual appetite and energy, and Capricorn is about work and social standing, about success and achievement. You will have a lot of procreative energy during this time. There's a great sense of vitality with you, humor, good humor, sensuality and sexuality, but I think that the real emphasis is going to be on sensuality, more so even than sexuality, just as the drive. Let me get to that in a second. I'll see what comes through. A lot of creative energy for you, very individualistic. I think there are periods here when you will be acting on blind impulse. You'll have great endurance here. And this also, I think, speaks to me of tunnel vision, whereby you will be able to accomplish a lot if you are focused, because I don't think that this devil is distracted by anything. The devil is focused on whatever it is at hand. And there's a tremendous energy with you, which is Mars, which is exalted in Capricorn. Now, Capricorn is the sign of business, career, worldly success, and social standing. And Capricorns are usually high achievers, so I think that this is going to be proving to be really good for you from a point of view of material success and abundance here. There's very strong links here, and a link to self-ambition allied with your creative energy here. Now, Capricorn, of course, is opposite Cancer on the zodiac wheel, and so Capricorn, of course, is taking place in the winter solstice, Cancer in the summer solstice in the northern hemisphere. So there really is this sense of physicality here. Now, there is also here with you for this particular period a great vital sexuality. It's almost as if you live for sex. You celebrate it and relish the electricity of it with every fiber of your being. Sometimes it's as if you can see no better reason for being alive, because it seems to renew you, doesn't it? But I think at the moment there's going to be a shift towards more of a focus on sensuality. Do you know, a sensual lifestyle never goes out of style. Sex loves speed, whereas sensuality loves depth. How can I get across these images, messages of sensuality which are coming through? I guess it's what I'll do is I'll refer to sensuality as being a woman and describe it. Now, of course, the gay audience, just make the necessary adjustment, please. I don't mean any disrespect. But let me say this about sensuality for you. You see, sensuality does not wear a watch, but she always gets to the essential places on time. She is adventurous and not particularly quiet. I think she was probably reprimanded in grade school because she couldn't sit still all day long. She needs to move. Sensuality thinks with her body. And as you might imagine, it's difficult for her to get into any occupation where she's confined. I think sensuality has exquisite skin, and she appreciates it in others as well. There are other people, of course, whose skin is soft and clear and healthy, but something about sensuality's skin really announces that she is alive. And when the sun bursts forth in May, sensuality likes to take off her shirt and feel the warmth of the sun's rays brushing across her shoulder. And this isn't a provocative activity on her behalf, but as usual, people are upset. Sensuality, you see, doesn't understand why everybody else is so disturbed by her. And I imagine that as a young girl, she was often scolded for going barefoot. Now, sensuality likes to make love on that dividing line where time and space can change places. And when she is considering a potential lover, she will take him to the ocean and watch. Does he dance with the waves? Does he tell her about the time he slept on the beach when he was 17 and woke up in the middle of the night to look at the moon? Does he laugh? And in particular, does he cry? And does he notice how big the sky is? Now, for sensuality, it's spring. And sensuality is very much in love these days. Her new friend is sweet. Climbing into bed with her for the first time, I suppose you might say he was a little intimidated about making love with her. But sensuality just laughs and says, "But we've been making love for days." But then I get the idea of instability around you, emotional instability around you. Why emotion? Even though this is to do with the suit of Earth, a lot of emotions about it. Now, instability, well, here is, these coins show instability, and the elements, here is a fire, here are buildings, earth, knocked over by an earthquake, here are buildings which have been blown by the wind in a hurricane or a typhoon or cyclone, and here is a huge wave coming in, and here is the chariot of Mars, to go with the number 5, presumably, and this young man is making some attempt to try and persuade this woman to be with him. Now, the astrology here is Mercury ruling the first decan of Taurus. Well, the speed and the agility of Mercury, your thoughts, might be weighed down by slow, heavy Taurus. So it's your thoughts that are going on here. You see, thought gives rise to feeling, and feeling gives rise to behavior. Mercury is about thoughts, so there's some brooding going on, I would say, for some reason. Even a sense of anxiety about something. Well, again, if I can personalize anxiety in a way that I personalized sensuality, anxiety is secretive. He doesn't trust anybody, not even his friends. His friends are worry, terror, doubt, and panic. And very often, he likes to visit you late at night when you are alone and exhausted. You probably never slept with him, but maybe he kissed you on the forehead once, with the result that you probably had a headache for a couple of years afterwards. Now, these feelings that come of anxiety or worry or whatever it might be, or this brooding sense in your mind, you create your own thoughts, of course. You paint the pictures and you put the words around them yourself. The most damaging words, the strongest words that you'll ever hear in your life are those that you tell yourself. But worry, of course, is either about the past, which is in the cemetery, or the future, which actually doesn't exist. And if you think of your thoughts, you will find them mainly concerned with the past or with the future. You almost never think of the present, and if you do think of it, it's only to see what light it throws on your plans for the future. The present is never your end. The past and the present simply are your means to get to the future, which is in your mind your end. Well, the result of this, of course, is that you never actually live, but hope to live. Do you understand what I'm saying? And since you are always planning how to be happy, it is inevitable that you should never be so. And this energy, in a sense, tonight represents every dateless woman in your city, every woman who's about to sit down to a lonely meal of Weight Watchers, pasta, primavera, and she just nuked it in the microwave. And every woman represented by this energy who will get into bed tonight with a book or reruns of rom-coms as her only companion, I'll say this: you actually are our shining hope. But no pressure. And this is also saying, I think, that, see, this is a woman who is dreaming way here in a sense as well. Look, you are beautiful. Your beauty, just like your capacity for life, happiness, and success, is immeasurable. Day after day, countless people all around the world get on a set of scales in search of validation of their beauty and social acceptance. So get off the scales. I've yet to see a scale that can tell you how enchanting your eyes are. I've yet to see a scale that can show you how wonderful your hair looks when the sun shines its glorious rays on it. I have yet to see a scale that can thank you for your compassion, your sense of humor, and your beautiful and contagious smile. Get off the scale, because I have yet to see one that can admire you for your strength and perseverance when you are challenged by things in life. Now, it is true that a scale can give you a number which relates to gravity. That is it. It cannot measure beauty, talent, purpose, life force, possibility, strength, or love. So don't give the scale more power than it has earned. Look at the number, then get off the scale and live your life, because you are beautiful. Now, there is this, you see, you go from an emotion side on that side to an emotion on this side. You go into opposites, but don't be afraid of having opposites in emotions, because God teaches by way of opposites. That is the way in which she bestows upon you two wings so that you can fly. Now, here's a woman who's asleep. This is her face here. Interestingly, she's one of the cups, and it's the only cup that's not spilling anything. There is some liquor. Here is a cup which shows her in her old age with a partner very happy. Here is a hookah. No, not that type of hookah, but a thing that's used to smoke, opium. Here's a cup which is containing the dreams that she has at the moment. This golden cup is a lotus, and here is a cup full of clouds. What is going on here? It's Venus. Yes, the most occult and deep and misunderstood of all of the planets here in the third decan of Scorpio. Yeah, the 13th of November to the 22nd of November. Now, the interesting thing is that 7, I have a mystical association with Venus as well. So there's a double Venus coming into here. And the thing is, as you will probably know, Venus is in detriment when it's in Scorpio. So the way it expresses its sensitivity and emotions can be misdirected, and it can also imply that you might indulge in excessive reactive behavior due to something that has affected you quite deeply and changed you in a way which could throw up its own set of problems. There's a wistfulness here. There's a wistfulness about the type of person that you want. Now, I am going to, again, personify this energy, this time as a woman. Now, men obviously make the adjustment, and lesbian and gay audience make the necessary adjustment, please, as well. But it's as if she is really thinking about the type of man that really is the best one for her, one that never lies. Now, if you said this, I want one that never lies. You want one that never lies to you, is kind to people that have hurt him, a person that respects other people's lives, that has manners and shows people respect, that goes out of his way to help people, that feels that every person, no matter how difficult, does deserve compassion, who believes that you are the most beautiful person he's ever met, who brags about your accomplishments with pride, who talks to you about anything and everything because no bad news is going to make him love you less. He's going to see you through illness. He will keep his promises. He doesn't blame others. He doesn't have a burning need for fame or money or anything, but so he's not materialistic. He does enough to make you happy. And he's gentle and patient with children. And he won't let you lie to yourself. But he does tell you what you need to hear so that you can grow. He lives in the way that he says he should live. He will run with your dreams. He forgives and is quick to apologize. He doesn't betray you by having inappropriate conversations with other women. He doesn't react when he's angry. He takes his children's spiritual life very seriously and teaches by example. He uses communication to sort problems out. He's real, and he doesn't pretend to be something that he's not. He's got the power to free you from yourself through his positive outlook. And he has a deep respect for women and treats them like daughters of God. He doesn't have the need to hang out all the time in bars with his friends, but he likes to spend time with his family. He sees your potential to be great. He doesn't think that a woman has to be in the home, and he supports your life mission wherever that takes you. He is a gentleman. He's honest, lives with integrity. He never discusses your private business or conversations with anybody else, and he looks after you and your family. And he forgives, forgets, and restores. Now, I guess when you do get a man like that, then all the other little things that you don't have in common, then they don't matter do they? Now, this is a time for you to open your eyes and take a look at perhaps a painful reality, because only by taking it on board, by recognizing your own inner reality, are you going to be set free. And every further attempt to avoid it is just going to increase the stagnation of emotional energy within you. Is there some disappointment you have not yet worked out? Have you experienced something that was just a little bit too good? Have you overdone things in any way? But also say this to yourself, because it is true that I recognize and accept my shadows, because when I do that, they lose their power over me. Now, this looks like the sun in Virgo where it's placed, and it is the sun in Virgo, which is really good. Now, what's going on here? I am looking at these things here. These look like other cards in this deck that have been painted by presumably the artist who has his wife and daughter with him. It is the sun in the first decan of Virgo, the 23rd of August to the 2nd of September. Now, here's the number 8. Now, Mercury I have associated with the number 8. And Mercury is the ruler of and is exalted in Virgo. So you've got the sun in Virgo and this number 8. So this is really, really favorable for you here. And the sun is energizing Virgo's hard work and attention to detail. So there is a real flowering of internal and external richness with you, a wisdom, a development. I think something of a prudence and a carefulness is necessary here, because this is speaking of good results for you over the longer term. This is saying that you have got everything heading in the right direction with that Capricorn influence there. And this is saying that with one or more other things, that sometimes it's a good idea just to plant the seeds, pour the water on them and let them grow, because everything is going to be coming to you here. It's also important for you to look after yourself physically. Now, there's the requirement here for you to have time and patience to develop something. Don't rush it as it's a long-term thing, as I say, but bide your time and just let it flower. But this is an encouragement to you to continue what you are doing, as it is going to lead to success. Now, of course, that requires dedication and focus and patience, but you are getting closer to the end result here, which is fantastic. Now, it may not be apparent to you, but events are unfolding around you that are going to lead you to your destination. Look, understand that which is coming into you now is of exquisite beauty and delicacy, so provide for it the protection and nourishment that it needs. You don't have to force anything. Everything is unfolding for you at the proper time. But as I say, are you giving yourself the protection and the nourishment that you need for your development? This is a time of life when you can just sit back and say, look, I can relax and trust life. And then finally, let's have a look here at this. What's going on? Yeah. Well, the energy seems to be quite disconnected from the picture, but I will say this, that this is important, as is this period here, which is about a period of renewal here for you. A lot of Taurus, Gemini and Aries around you. Now, I am getting the feeling of pregnancy and of birth. Could be the birth of ideas or of a child, of course. You are going to be beautiful and strong and pregnant with life, generous, kind and benevolent. What is also important, I think, is that this is a time when you are going to be following your will or true purpose in life, having made decisions to maybe press on, move on or away from other people. Look, it's just the case that some people are meant to be part of our history and not part of our destiny. And this is about you also getting in touch with that most important aspect of you and protecting it here. This is a very productive time for you, interestingly, here. I'm looking at it's in the same row as this devil card, which is all about energy of Mars with work and everything. This is a productive time after what may have been a barren stretch. Something new is entering into your life, so prepare yourself. What must you do in order for something new to come into your life? Marriage is around here. This is very good for people who are professional homemakers as well. Say this to yourself. First of all, what must I do in order to be ready for something new to come into my life? And secondly, I am now ready for the new beauty in my life. What a fantastic and interesting set of cards for you. Made so much better if you've been here. Good. Well, I really enjoyed that art, and I hope that you enjoyed well, I'm sure that you would have enjoyed the reading as much as I did providing it to you. Now, unless I see you privately, either for a clairvoyant reading or for a healing, then I'll see you here again next month. Now, until then, though, remember one thing, and it is this, that you are a legend. And I look forward to seeing you again next month. And until then, it's bye for now.